Hi there, it's Tish with Style of Healing. I'm here today not to do a reading with the cards, but more of a personal, raw testimonial that I hope will spark some questions within you for yourself and hopefully kind of share with you what I feel like 2020 and 2021 purpose was. And also share how I feel like our love language is really wrapped up inside of that purpose. And hopefully touch on maybe how we can go forward from here. And a lot of that forwardness is going to be something that you're going to have to find within you and add with your questions that you need to ask yourself. But I am going to share with my side of it as far as my personal journey in hopes that it'll kind of, they say always, our purpose is defined by our challenges. So that is my purpose, is what I've been challenged by, not only my whole life, but in the last year or two. And so I feel like that is what you need to do as well. And that's how we're going to all grow from here. Because I feel like the last 2 years have been like we're in seedling mode. We've been underground, alone, and kind of in a darkness. But we need to look at that darkness as where we are going to have our foundation from. Because that seedling, it's under the dirt by itself. It doesn't care. That seedling, that is the most important part of that plant's life, is being underground, because that's where the foundation is set. That whole plant is determined on how that seedling makes it in that ground before it sprouts. And that's what I feel like these last 2 years really have been for all of us. And so I wanted to touch on the fact that love language, it's really been something being present in my life right now, like how I'm really having to see that. And I feel like the last 2 years with isolation, quarantine, you know what I'm talking about. It has only highlighted one love language. Because all the other ones we can still do, but there's still one that is being tested over and over and over again. And in my view, that's the spotlight on why that love language is so detrimental to our time here on earth. And what I think the purpose of understanding our existence here on earth. But love languages. There's words of affirmation. We're still able to do that during this whole time. We're still able to do acts of service. We're still able to receive gifts. And we still have quality time. And this can be within yourself and with others, both interchangeable. The only one that's really been tested, in my opinion, is the physical touch. Because when we're asked to quarantine, not even in the same household as other people, those other people shouldn't go near that person while they're quarantining. That means they cannot physically touch them, and they can't even really be energetically around them. And I feel like touching is a relative word, because touching, you automatically think physical touch. But to me, it also encompasses that spiritual, energetic touch. Have you ever heard someone say, wow, they touched my soul? Well, that person didn't actually touch their soul. Their energetic aura and energetic field touched that person's soul. So that, to me, physical touch and energetic touch is the same. And it feels like that love language has been nonstop tested within all of us during this quarantine time that comes and goes. It feels like it's a roller coaster. And it just, to me, that just shows even more so we are supposed to look at that during this time and what it's done for you or held you back from. And also, I think there is where you're going to find where you've been tested during this time. It's going to be like a key to how your love language, the touch love language is, and how maybe to work through your challenges that you've been challenged with. So, and on physical touch, I mean, that's hugging, handshaking, kissing. That's how that's how two souls actually identify each other, is by a handshake or a hug or a kiss on the cheek. And yet, that's what am I trying to say? That is the first thing people do. That is so important. And we can't do that, or we've been limited by that. And as much as that is all the fun part and the happy part, there's still also the negative, or no, I don't know what the word is for it, but it's kind of negative energy regarding, when you physically hit somebody, or you slap somebody, or you hurt somebody energetically or physically. So there's that duality there. And I really we need to look at that part and try to understand that more deeply, because that, I think, is where we're going to, when we get through that energy and whatever our challenges were, find that answer through that energetic and also physical touch love language, then I think that's where we're going to finally sprout. I think our seed, once we figure that out, again, that's why I'm saying this is soul work for you. Because I don't know that for you. Only you do. I know mine. So once that seedling, it doesn't care if the other seed next to it's already sprouted and already, bearing fruit. It is a soul journey for that one seed. It has nothing to do with any other person. It's its own. It could take forever to sprout, but it doesn't mean that wasn't how long it was meant to take to sprout. So don't, roll with this energy very compassionately toward yourself, but I really feel like this energy is where we're going to know how we're moving forward. So with that all being said, my personal testimony is that I identify as a twin flame. And some say that journey it's a self journey. It's a self love journey. But they say that it's that journey is sparked by when you meet that twin flame. And on some level it is, because they're a catalyst. But if you are on that journey, you've been doing it since birth. Every situation has gotten you to where you are now. And so for me, I have found that I think my biggest thing that I've really had to overcome is jealousy. And I don't really identify as being a jealous person though, because I don't hold on to somebody and I'm not letting you out of my sight. No, every relationship, it's been, go do you. I may not see you for 2 weeks. That's cool. As long as I know I'm safe within that relationship, it doesn't bother me. But I know, as even from a child, looking back, even within friendship groups, I would be so jealous and hurt by my friends who had started being more friends with someone else. That hurt so bad, because I guess somehow I felt like I had done something wrong, like I wasn't good enough. And it was that actual physicality because it was that energetic physicality. It felt like, okay, well, that whatever my energetic soul didn't give them enough, right? That's kind of where I was going with it. So, and when I say what my challenges have been is my purpose, or our purpose is defined by our challenges, this is why I'm saying it, because it's kind of all led me back to the deep-rooted energy was jealousy. Because besides moving past the childhood friendships, every relationship, not every, that's a strong word, 90% of my relationships have ended with a physical cheating situation. And that was so hard to move through. I mean, even from my first boyfriend, physically cheated on me. And it was like every single one, that's how it ended, was a physical cheating situation. That was hard as for me to get over, because I'm like, oh wait, I already have obviously jealousy issues. And then they prove it. They prove why, because they physically gave themselves to somebody else. And that is, it does a number to your self-esteem. And again, it's almost like, it always almost felt like someone broke into my house. I don't know if you've ever had anyone have that done to you, or they broke into your car. You feel violated. And because you have this mental thought that that's mine. That was my energy. That was my area. And that now has been tainted by somebody else. And so that's why the physical touch always, to me, was the underlying problem of the cheating itself. And so let's keep moving forward. I only have a little bit left of time, but so during this, time period, I've really had to let that seed grow. I've had to figure out how in the world that seed has got to grow so I can sprout one day. And this was one of them, if not the biggest one. Because as a twin flame, that person is my mirror. They mirror me. So whatever I find is hurtful and painful is actually something I have to work through. And one of the biggest ones with that person was them with other people. They weren't cheating. We weren't together. We were in separation. It wasn't technically cheating, but the energetic bond that you have when you are a twin flame with someone, it feels like that. So I've had to really work through that energy of, you know what? Now seeing that 2021 and 2022 highlights physical touch so much that I'm like, I've come to the realization that if I love that person, and this goes to anyone, but this is again my testimonial. If I love that person so deeply, like I know I do, then I want that person to be having physical touch. And I want that person to be finding that joy within other people that give them that physical touch, whether energetic or physical. That is a big realization for me. And I know, and it's in my heart of hearts, I want that person to be so happy and in love with everything that comes across their path. So that's I'm hoping that's my little sprouting seedling energy that's going to transpire and transmute me into further growth. So I beg you to look at your challenges for the last 2 years and see how that can help you grow into your plant. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye.